Welcome to our creepiest kitchen takeover. This is the Halloween edition of Dinner and Aside. I'm Laura.
And I'm Angie.
And look, we're in the same kitchen.
This doesn't happen very often, and it is definitely a treat. We've got 10 spooky and silly, but seriously tasty recipes lined up to make your Halloween party the hit of the haunted house. From hot dog mummies to an amazing Jack Skellington Cheeseball, we've covered all the snacks, the sides, and the sweets.
We're getting a little spooky in the kitchen with the cutest Halloween snack ever, hot dog mummies. They're spooky, they're delicious, and they only take about 20 minutes to make.
Here are all the things you're gonna need: crescent roll dough, hot dogs, edible eyeballs, ketchup, and mustard.
First, let's preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper because nobody wants their mummies to stick. That would be tragic.
Grab your crescent roll dough and unroll it, then press the seams together. Slice it into thin strips like mummy bandages, about 1/4 inch wide.
Now take your hot dog and wrap the strip around it like a mummy. I'm going to put 2 strips on. That makes it look a little bit more like bandages from 2 different angles. Just make sure you leave a little space for the eyes. Keep wrapping until your hot dogs look like they came straight out of an ancient tomb. Pop these guys in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes until the crescent dough is golden and perfectly puffy. You want your mummies just lightly toasted. Okay, once they've cooled a little bit, it's time to bring these mummies to life. Dab a little bit of ketchup or mustard where you're going to put the eyes so that you can get the eyeballs to stick. Place them right where the face gap is. Don't forget the dipping sauce. Ketchup and mustard are classic, but anything goes. They're almost too cute to eat. Your kids will love them.
Those mummy dogs are amazing, and I've got just the sidekick snack to match: a Jack Skellington Cheeseball. And don't worry, no sculpting degree required. Here are all the ingredients you'll need: cream cheese, white cheddar cheese, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and a black gel frosting tube. We're gonna start with 16 ounces of softened cream cheese in the bowl. And to that, we're gonna add 2 cups of shredded white cheddar. Yes, it does need to be white cheddar. We want Jack to look more like a skeleton and less like a Cheeto. Sprinkle in garlic powder, onion powder, and a little black pepper for flavor and a hint of menace. Mix it all up until it's smooth and spreadable, or in our case, sculptable. Now we're gonna scoop it out and form it into a nice round ball. This is gonna be Jack's head. I'm gonna use an extra piece of plastic wrap to help me form it. And then we're gonna wrap it up and stick it in the fridge so that it can chill and firm up. Once it's chilled and set, take it out and get ready to bring Jack to life. Place your spooky cheese head on a platter and grab your black gel pen. Draw on a big smile ear to ear. Then make the stitches for his mouth all the way across. Now for his eyes. I like to use the back of a spoon to sort of push it in or hollow out his eyes. Then use a black gel pen to fill it in. The back of the spoon will help spread it out. Now, just surround him with crackers or whatever you like. This makes such a fun centerpiece for any Halloween gathering.
The next snack we're making are jack-o'-lantern quesadillas. These are great for breakfast, but they're a hit at a kid's party too. Grab yourself a pumpkin-shaped cookie cutter and some burrito-sized tortillas. Now you need one for the top and one for the bottom to make these quesadillas. Cut out your pumpkins with the cookie cutter. Make as many as you can. You can get about 6 from each tortilla, depending on the size of your cutter. And on half of them, cut little jack-o'-lantern faces. Think triangles, crooked smiles, spooky vibes, you get it. Now heat up your pan over medium heat and put the bottoms down, the ones without the faces, onto the pan. Then you can load them up with the shredded cheese. Put on as much as you like. Let it melt for a minute or 2 until it gets gooey and glorious. Meanwhile, place the jack-o'-lantern face tops in the pan next to it just to warm them up a little bit and get a little toasty. Once the cheese is all melted, you can add the face on top. Push it down a little bit just to make sure that it sticks. And these are done. And there you have it, jack-o'-lantern quesadillas. These are great for Halloween parties, movie nights, or just a fun dinner surprise for your kids. All right, who's ready for the next creepy creation?
Okay, if you really want to wow your Halloween guests without turning on the stove, This one is for you, a spooky Halloween charcuterie board. This one is so fun because we're embedding a little skeleton into the board. With any charcuterie board, you can really put on just about anything you like. We like to have salami, a couple of types of cheese, and we also like to add things like crackers, nuts, fruits, maybe some jam. Start by placing your skeleton in the middle of your board. This is your spooky foundation. Next, fold the salami and wedge it in there. Then some cheese, some grapes and blackberries, crackers. It's starting to look really good. Want to level up the creepy factor? Place candy eyes everywhere you think someone should be watching you. See how easy that was? And you have a Halloween charcuterie board that looks like you hired a caterer.
Now it's time for a showstopper. This jack-o'-lantern buffalo chicken dip is hot, cheesy, and perfect for dipping. I'm using frozen Parker House dough rolls. These are really easy to get at the grocery store. We'll have to defrost these overnight in the refrigerator, and then they need to rise for about an hour once you get them out. So make sure that you do this a day ahead so that you have enough time to get it all done. To make this really easy, I've already defrosted and set my dough rolls into my cast iron pan. Be sure to set aside 2 extra dough balls for the stem and the face. And now for the main event, the buffalo chicken dip. Put your shredded chicken into a big bowl with the cream cheese, cheddar, Monterey Jack, buffalo sauce, and a splash of blue cheese dressing. Stir it until it's all combined. Scoop that spicy goodness into the center of the skillet, right in the middle of your dough ring. Okay, now for the fun part, we're gonna make the face. Grab your reserved dough balls. One is gonna be a stem that you can pop right on there. Then roll out the other one. Cut out some jack-o'-lantern eyes from this, maybe a spooky nose, a jagged smile. Pop the face and stem right there onto the skillet. Put the skillet in the oven for about 20 minutes. 375 until the rolls are golden brown and the center is nice and bubbly. The dip is spicy, cheesy, and scoopable with the bread rolls baked right into the pan. All right, who's ready for more frightfully festive food?
This blood red popcorn is a fun and pretty tasty way to liven up your Halloween. We use Jell-O to color it so you can choose your favorite red flavor, like strawberry or raspberry. Start by popping a bag of microwave popcorn. In a microwave-safe bowl, combine the butter and the corn syrup, and then microwave that until it's melted. Then add the sugar and Jell-O powder and stir it well. Put it back into the microwave and cook it until it comes to a rolling boil. This will take about a minute or 2. You have to work pretty fast here so the syrup doesn't cool. So pour it right over the popcorn, then stir it up. When you're done, spread it out on a parchment paper lined baking sheet. Bake this at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, and you want to stir it every 10 minutes. We've got these cute little popcorn buckets to serve our popcorn in. Looks a little like a crime scene, but tastes like strawberry. We're keeping the Halloween vibes rolling with the cutest little savory snack, these mini pumpkin cheese balls. Start by combining cream cheese, shredded cheddar, garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper in a bowl. Cover it and pop it in the fridge for at least an hour to firm up. Once it's chilled, scoop and roll that mixture into little balls, about the size of a ping pong ball. Now for the fun part, the coating. In 3 separate plates, you want to set out crushed nacho cheese Doritos, paprika, and black sesame seeds. Roll each cheese ball in one of the coatings and set them aside. To make our little cheese balls look like tiny pumpkins, we're going to use a chopstick, or you can use the back of a butter knife to press gentle ridges about 4 or 5 times all the way around. Then snap pretzel sticks in half and stick one piece right in the top like a stem. Add a little sprig of parsley for a final leafy flourish. How cute are these? Serve them chilled with your favorite crackers. And trust me, these disappear quick.
We've entered the dessert zone and I'm bringing you something rich, chocolatey, and just a little spooky, graveyard pudding cakes. First First up, we have to make these edible headstones. So we're gonna add white chocolate and dark chocolate wafers to a bowl. Microwave them in 15-second intervals, stirring just a little bit. You don't want to completely melt it so that the two chocolates run together. So it might be a little bit chunky, but that's okay. Then you can swirl it around with a toothpick to mix the colors a little bit more. Let those chill and harden for at least an hour. While the tombstones are setting, let's go ahead and mix up the grave filling. We need 4 cups of milk. That's 2. Let's get 2 more going here. There's 4. And a 6-ounce box, or you can use 2 3-ounce boxes. This is a family size. 6 ounces of chocolate pudding. We're gonna whisk that up. Then we're just gonna let this chill as well for about 15 minutes until it's nice and set. Then fold in the whipped topping to give it that light, fluffy texture. Spoon your pudding mixture into little tins like this, or whatever looks graveyard appropriate. Then cover the tops with crushed Oreos for the edible dirt. Once your tombstones are firm, pop them out of the mold. Now just add one of your chocolate tombstones to the top of each of your tins. Aren't these adorable? You just made a tiny graveyard. They're chocolatey, they're rich. This is the treat that everyone's gonna love to end the party. All right, sweet tooth friends, this one's for you. We are making homemade ghost marshmallows, and they are just as adorable and squishy as they sound. Start by pouring 3 ounces of cold water into this bowl of your stand mixer, and then sprinkle in the gelatin powder. We're gonna let this sit here and bloom for about 5 to 6 minutes. Meanwhile, in a saucepan, you can mix together the granulated sugar, 1/3 cup of the corn syrup, and 4 ounces of the cold water. Heat that up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. You do need a candy thermometer for this to make sure you get it to the right level. While that's bubbling away over there, we're gonna pour the remaining 1/3 cup of corn syrup right into the bloomed gelatin. Now comes the magic. We're gonna slowly pour this hot mixture into the bowl. Try to get it all. Now we're gonna start whisking at medium speed for about 10 to 15 minutes until it gets all nice and fluffy. It's really important to cover your baking sheet well with both parchment paper and powdered sugar mixed with a little cornstarch. These marshmallows are very sticky and you need to be able to get them easily off the pan, so make sure that you coat it well. When the marshmallow mixture is ready, spoon it into the pan and smooth it out with wet hands. Trust me, the water is like a stick-proof shield. So we're gonna leave this in the pan to sit for about an hour. That's gonna help it firm up, and then we'll be able to make our really cute little ghosts. All right, now that it's set, I like to put a little bit of powdered sugar. I'm just gonna dust it over the top of this so it's not so sticky, and then we're ready to cut our ghosts out. Grab your ghost-shaped cookie cutter and start cutting out those ghosties. These will be sticky, so you need a lot of that powdered sugar mixture nearby. Then give each one of them a spooky little face. I like to use an edible ink marker for this. Aren't these the cutest little Halloween marshmallows you've ever seen? And they're really not that hard to make. The only thing is how sticky they are. And once you can master that, you've got the perfect snack or treat, or you could sneak them in your kid's lunchbox for a little Halloween surprise.
All right, we've had savory snacks, sweet treats, and now it's time to wash it all down with a festive Halloween drink, floating applehead cider. Start with small apples. Use a peeler, paring knife, or anything sharp to carve little faces into both sides of them. Once your apple heads have their spooky little faces, peel the rest of the skin off so they look nice and ghostly. To keep the apples from turning brown too fast, we're gonna soak them in a big bowl of lemon juice and water for about 2 minutes. In a large pitcher, we're gonna mix together the chilled apple cider and the ginger ale. Then float those apple heads right on top. They'll bob around like the creepy little apple heads that they are. Look at this masterpiece, isn't it fun? It's just the right amount of weird.
That's a wrap on our Spooktacular Halloween Snack Fest. I hope you found a couple that you're gonna try this year.
They make a great party conversation starter, and it's fun for everyone. Let us know in the comments which one you're dying to try.
If you had fun with us, hit that subscribe button. We've got more dinner ideas, party foods, and cozy classics coming your way.